Are you homeschooling and feeling like it is chaotic? Is your child struggling? Are you looking for answers? Like something's not working and I just don't know how to fix it. So there are 5 fundamental things that you have to keep in mind when you're homeschooling. No matter how you're homeschooling, there's so many different homeschool styles out there that at the end of the day, it all comes down to these 5 fundamental things that I'm going to share with you. Hi, my name is Rena Etienne, a Montessori teacher here to guide and help you. Now, let's get into the 5 fundamental things that I want to share with you to lessen the stress in your homeschooling hours. First is setup. Is your child's homeschool setup effective or not? And what I mean when I say effective, is it functional? Can your child sit comfortably at their desk? Can they reach all of their belongings easily? Are things easy to find? Is the space really working for them and the homeschool type that you are doing? Again, every homeschool is different. So many children are online in front of a computer all day long, and then there's others who are homeschooling who are sort of doing a balance, right? So you really have to make sure that your homeschool environment matches the curriculum that you are following throughout the day. The environment that you're setting up for your child is key. It's fundamental. It's like the first thing you want to think about when you are about to homeschool. So of course, many of us just jumped into it because of, the COVID situation, and others, we've been doing it, but we're still kind of finding our groove, and that is okay. But what we got to think of is how essential it is to make sure that your child has a learning environment. They feel prepared, they don't feel overwhelmed in this space, and they feel like the space is functional for them. So that way, learning comes easier. Next is the daily routine. Does your child have a daily routine that they're following? If you are following a curriculum, most likely you do. And if you're homeschooling on your own and just kind of winging it, you're probably trying to find your own routine. However your day flows, just ensure that you have a daily routine. As a Montessori teacher for almost 10 years now, I know that having a routine is so valuable. It helps the day feel so much easier. The children thrive on it. They feel like they can predict what's going to happen next, and that also helps with lessening the stress. And they in some way feel like they are, a part of the control of the day. Again, if you're following a curriculum, they tend to already give you a schedule that you're going to follow, but just be sure that you are sticking to that schedule. And that's going to help your child stay on task and be able to just help you also be prepared on how to help them, and to know what comes next and what to look out for. So daily routine, again, is key in order to run a successful homeschool day. The next fundamental thing is extra guidance. Some children need extra guidance. It's a lot to expect out of a child to be in front of a screen all day, or kind of having a balance of the screen, or to just teach themselves and that's it. Some children just need that extra help. If you feel like your child is struggling with a particular subject or a concept, whatever it is that they covered within the curriculum, and they sort of have this hiccup, that's okay. Just go back to it. It's okay. Children need repetition. Don't judge your child's intelligence based on how quickly they grasp something. Rather, help them really understand it. And if they don't understand it one way, show them another way. For instance, if your child is learning to count, and it's not enough for them to just sit there and point at something and count. All right, well then just give them like some dried beans from the house and let them count those things out, or little rocks or Lego pieces, like find another alternative to help them understand the concept. And I assure you, not only is that going to help your child learn, it'll help you see how you can help your child through this learning journey. The fourth fundamental tip I wanted to share is preparation. Is your child prepared for the lesson? So this is, again, another make or break. If your child is struggling to get the piece of paper and to find the pencil and to find the assignment that they're supposed to have in front of them for that session, this disorganization, it interferes with the pace of the day, and it sort of kind of elevates your stress because you are working at the same time, and you're like, oh my gosh, like why do you're rushing to get your child prepared because the next session is about to start in like 5 minutes, right? So we don't want that. Your child feels that, and you know, not only that, but you want for your child to feel confident, and to dive into this as successfully as possible. They're going to be learning indirectly orderly habits. So it's great. It's a good habit to learn to be prepared for the lesson, right? So try to help your child be prepared for the lesson. Print out the worksheets, whatever it is that you need to do the day before or the morning of, for that day. Do what you got to do, but just be prepared. This can also mean snack and lunch. If you feel that you are stressing out during the snack and lunch hour because you're like, all right, it's snack time or it's lunchtime, and you're like rushing to prepare something, while you have a lot going on and your child is just waiting and then they're in a time frame, try to have that ready before it is your child's snack or lunch time. So that way there is, again, no stress and your child is not rushed to eat and they can enjoy the day a little bit easier. And the fifth fundamental tip is breaks. Children need a break. They need mental breaks. They need to move. They need to stretch. They need to jump, right? It's just a part of childhood. So movement is a part of the learning process. And so you can't expect for your child to be so robotic and to just sit still through 4 hours of a lecture or a lesson and then expect for them to actually, one, be learning, and two, enjoy it, right? So if you know that your child has like a strict schedule depending on the curriculum that you're following, then you want to ensure that you're giving breaks in between sessions. If you have a curriculum that allows for your child to have movement and things like that, you still want to give your child the chance to have breaks in between. And allow them to play with their toys if this means having a break, right? To just walk away from their learning environment so that way they feel like they're breaking up the day. It's a lot to expect for a child, again, to be in one space for hours and expect high results, right? So play is really a helpful way to break up the lessons, even if it just means playing with one thing, for 30 minutes, or just to go hang out in the library and look at some books. Give your child that chance to walk away and to do something different, to color, to be just outside, look at the birds and go on a nature hunt, whatever it is, help prepare snack with you. So give your child a break, and it will allow for them to de-stress and to feel like the day is not so hard to get through, okay? So those were my 5 fundamental tips. I hope that they are helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to help. Remember to hit the subscribe button if you want to keep getting more insight from me, Rena Etienne, here at A Little Room to Grow. See you on the next one.